Okay, so this is a very common topic, you know. I was watching television in my hotel in the morning and I heard upskilling. And then I thought, what is going on, you know? Then I saw ad coming. There is an institution upgrade. It was started by Rishu and the ad was coming and it was promoting itself for upskilling yourself. It had different courses and it was asking students to enroll and upgrade and upskill themselves. So, can I know how many of you have work experience? I will come to that at the end of my talk. Yesterday we had a discussion and there was a discussion on fresher and having experience. So, I was yesterday with two of your friends, uh, Vinit and Aditya. So, yeah. So, Aditya, I think he did BBA, BCom. He did BCom and Vinit did BBA. So, Vinit is here to do management course after doing BBA because he wants to upskill himself, right? Uh, we can say Aditya is here to reskill himself. After doing BCom, he is doing MBA. So that is a very basic definition. I think you are not here to listen to that. I will share some of the stories. You would know N. Chandrasekhar. He was taking care of TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Now he is getting the entire Tata Group. So we can say that he must would have to reskill and upskill himself when you have got into this new role, right? So whether it is the start of your career or you are at the back end of your career, this reskilling and upskilling goes hand in hand and every time. पहले हमारे पेरेंट्स ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स बोलते थे ना कि जब तक लाइफ है सीखते रहना है. So it was, you know, they used to tell us in very simplistic terms. थोड़ा सा उसको पॉलिश करके आज हम लोग बता रहे हैं and then we think कि अरे ये तो बहुत बड़ी चीज है. बहुत बड़ी चीज नहीं है. This is a basic, you know, life skill, and today it is not only to grow in your career. This has become a necessity. अगर नहीं करोगे तो मार्केट में नहीं रहोगे. नहीं? We have seen many examples. Uh, when these tech firms come to different colleges for recruitment, say Infosys, TCS, Wipro, they would not only ask computer science students to sit in the campus, right? They would take students who were doing civil engineering, mechanical, different streams. So they would take people from different streams, they would reskill them, and then they would be working with that institution, right? Uh, I have a colleague who did graduation from IIT Kharagpur, and he was working with us. So I worked with Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. It was an NBFC earlier, and now it is a bank. So I asked him why you moved to financial services. You did engineering from IIT. You should have gone to some other industry, maybe relevant to your study. And what he told was very relevant that in colleges it's not the subject which is that important. Obviously, subject you have to study and then you have to pass in that subject. But it is the exposure that you get in a college like this, where you have students coming from different districts, states, at times from different countries. You have guest lectures, you have many visitors coming from different across industries, and then they would share experience with you. So with all these experiences, the exposure that you get, that helps you become a better person because that helps you widens your horizon of your thought process. Then you know that what is happening here, there, and then you can again think that if I want to continue in a particular line of business or not. Uh, Earlier, there used to be question in many interviews that you took this subject in graduation. Why did you do this in marketing? In your post graduation, and now you are sitting for a company which is altogether in a different industry. So in our age, this is completely fine. We have many more examples to prove that. Uh, I used to host students from different universities. They used to come to our company for exposure visit. And once I happened to host students from my university in Germany. I am Bangalore. I was in Bangalore for first 7 years, and then I moved to Kolkata in 2018. So I was in Bangalore, and I am Bangalore has tie-up with that university from Germany, and they have education exchange program. So students from that university would come here. They would be here for in India for 10 days, and in 10 days they would visit 10 different industries. So for financial sector, they were with us, and I saw that none of them were fresher. All of them had experience. Some of them had experience of 5 years, 15 years. Some of them even 20 years. So, basically it happens that when you have prior experience and then when you do management, to reskill yourself, then you reinvent yourself for a particular line of business where you want to move. But nowadays, even if you are working and in the middle of something, when you think that no, I don't want to do this, I want to do something else, you can do that. All of you know Sachin Bansal, right? He started Flipkart and he moved out of Flipkart few years back. So he came on our board of director 2 years back. Pandemic had just started. And we were a little surprised that why would he come here? Because he did engineering, he was into e-commerce, and then he is on the board of a small finance bank. So a few months back, we got to know that he has floated an NBFC, and that too into affordable housing. So imagine, somebody doing engineering and then starting something in e-commerce and then starting something in the financial services. So all these guys who have been doing all these things, they have to reskill and upskill themselves. Everyone is doing that. We, look at them from outside and we don't realize it's not easy for them. He came to our home to visit our branches, to meet with our employees, to meet with our customers, to understand the nuances of financial services. Why would he want to do that? He didn't need that. No, he's a billionaire. But still, from you will see many people joining banking sector from telecom. Many people are joining telecom from banking sector. HDFC did lot of hiring from telecom. You know why? Because now banking services is on the mobile phone. They need people from telecom to come to banking sector. Airtel started Airtel Payment Bank. So to run that bank, they will need somebody from banking sector, right? So again, so many people coming from one sector to another sector and then vice versa. It's all reskilling and upskilling happening everywhere. I will tell you, journey of Ujjivan. Ujjivan is a small finance bank. It started with a microfinance institution. Have you heard about Bandhan Bank? Yeah. So Bandhan Bank earlier they were also microfinance institution. So they used to give small loans to poor women, and Ujjivan was doing exactly the same. So we got banking license in 2017, and the purpose why RBI gave banking license to the microfinance institution was to attain financial inclusion. Uh, Even after this doing all the banks public in 1969, right? Many banks became public. Then privatization, financial inclusion was still a dream. So they came up with the idea of converting these small microfinance institutions to small finance bank, and then they also came up with the idea of payment bank. So India Post now is a payment bank. So Ujjivan also got license in that process. At that time, we had more than 10,000 employees. When we got banking license, then it was a conversion not only of the bank but for all 10,000 employees who were working with Ujjivan. Basically, you are asking a one product company to become a multi product company, right? In banking services, you have so many products. So all these 10,000 employees had to be trained, they had to be redeployed for different products, and it was done. I have seen that very closely. It was done for more than 1 year. Different training programs used to happen one after another, and then on-the-job training used to happen. And all the 10,000 employees had to be re-skilled in order to take on the new job. So, this is a real example that I have seen, so I thought of sharing with you. I was, among all of you, like you are here today 10 years back. When I joined Ujjivan, I joined as management training, and they have a 1 month program for management development program. So they would do classroom training for 1 month, and after that, for 1 year, they would move students to different functions. So in the beginning, I got this IT department, and I was very sad that like I want to go into product development, and this I was allotted IT. I went and spoke to the HR person. I don't want this, I don't want to be in IT. I want product, and that is how we clicked in the beginning. That I am very particular about this thing, as if I had so much knowledge and experience in product that I wanted product. Uh, but we do that at the start of our career. And he explained to me, he told me that go and speak to your functional head. Let us see what is there in his mind. So I got to handle a project called implementation of core banking solution. It is a matter of 2011 only. At that time, not even all banks had this core banking solution. Core banking solution means if you would be having a bank account in SBI Bhopal and if you would be in Indore, so you could not transact in your bank account from Indore. You had to come to Bhopal to do transaction. But after implementation of core banking solution, you could do that. You could operate your account from any part of the country. So that is the implementation of core banking solution which was happening in Ujjivan. I got to coordinate that project, implementation of this project, pan India. And believe me, it was a huge learning for me. I didn't want to do that in the beginning, but when I got to do it worked wonders for me. After that, I moved to product development. So in product development, that was the time when NBFC was getting converted to a bank. So we had to introduce many new products. And I got opportunity to work on many new products. I had to do so many market research, visit different markets for different products, do recommendation, get it passed. Inside the organization, it is a long process. So that is what I got to do after that. Then I moved to credit. So credit is a big function in banks generally because all the loans have to be sanctioned by credit team, and it's a big team. So there I worked. I was in South. So I was based out of Bangalore. So I was regional credit manager for South and East. And then I moved to Kolkata in 2018 to start a new vertical, and it was for affordable housing only. And since 2018, I have been looking after business. So when I look back last 10 years, joining as a management training, then IT, then product development, then credit, then business. If I would not be open-minded, if the kind of exposure I got during my college days, before my college, uh, during my years of employment, I would not have done this, right? So my request, earnest request to all of you would be, don't be choosy. Don't think that you should be in Bhopal only. Be open to locations as well, other than function. If some of you have HR function, if HR is your major or marketing is your major, do you have any background in that? All of you are freshers, right? So be open that I want to do only this. Until and unless you have very strong liking for something, that is fine. If not, don't be choosy unnecessarily by saying, your friends. अच्छा वो इसमें जा रहा है मेरे को भी ये चाहिए मैं वही कर रहा था मैं पहले प्रोडक्ट के लिए जिद किया I spoke to my HR person multiple times because one of my friends got product and when I look back I have achieved much more than what he could. So don't restrict yourself to something like that. Now coming to the basic question why this upskilling and reskilling is required. Uh, this is basically to tackle the challenges. As I told you, this is not a choice, this is a necessity. अगर आप मैनेजमेंट का हिस्ट्री देखते हो तो लास्ट 500 इयर्स में जितने चेंजेस हुए हैं दैट इज मच मोर देन व्हाट मैनकाइंड हैज सीन इन लास्ट 5000 इयर्स राइट अग्री अभी देखो लास्ट 50 इयर्स में चेंजेस हुए हैं ना दैट इज मच मच मोर देन व्हाट वी हैव सीन इन लास्ट 500 इयर्स लास्ट 10 इयर्स के चेंजेस देखो कितने सारे हुए दैट इज मच मोर देन what we saw in the last 50 years or this pandemic coming into picture, it has further accelerated that change process. So the learning curve that you all will be having, that should be very steep going forward or we need to ensure that we have the right type of exposure to ensure that we learn the challenges that would be coming in our path. अगर हम लोग डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज की बात करें जस्ट टू डिस्कस सम एग्जांपल्स रिटेल इंडस्ट्री की बात करो रिटेल में चैलेंजेस आर मेनी यू नो ऑल ऑफ अस गो फॉर शॉपिंग पैंटालून्स का एग्जांपल ले लो वहां पे देयर आर सेल्समैन एंड सेल्स वुमन दे विल बी पिचिंग यू डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स नो अच्छा ये भी देख लीजिए वो क्यों नहीं देखते एंड देयर टारगेट इमेजिन अबाउट देयर टारगेट they are not that highly paid. Their target is to sell most number of apparels that they have. And side by side, their another target is to maintain and ensure that when you come out of pantaloon, you are happy. So when you go to the billing counter, you know they have this customer satisfaction score. You know your shopping was very happy, good, not so good, and you have to give your feedback. And on that feedback, they do their training program. We see it and overlook it and just press one button and then you come out. But for them, it matters the most. So the workforce is having so many challenges. You take banking sector, banking retail. When banking was there 10 years back, you know, at that time also this was the sector which realized upskilling and reskilling from its inception because of the nature of work that is done. That is why when anybody who join as bank PO, he would have to do role of cashier also, customer service executive also. Obviously, he will be heading up, you know, branch. So in banking also, earlier the focus was how many customers does the bank have. If some bank has 5 lakh customer, good. If somebody is having 10 lakh customer, very good. You know what is the parameter now? How many number of products per customer the bank is offering. So even if some bank would be having 5 lakh products, 5 lakh customers, and if that bank is offering 3 products per customer on an average, and if some bank is having 10 lakh customers, double customer base than that, but if you would be offering only one product per customer, you would not make profit. It's about number of products that you are offering to a particular customer. Things have changed. Companies have to make profit now to sustain. And if you don't change yourself, if organizations don't change themselves, they will be wiped out. You take example of this, you know, Kodak camera was there earlier. जब मैं बच्चा के मतलब रहा होगा 10-12 साल का, तो शादी में जाते थे I was the cameraman. So I had the camera and I used to buy that film, 2-3 films. एक film में 30-35 snaps is what you could get. So Kodak की कहानी बहुत ही दर्दनाक है. They could not foresee the future. जब डिजिटल एज का आगमन हुआ, they could not change themselves. And where are they now? Do you see any shop? When I joined Ujjivan, you know, some of the senior members of our company, when they used to respond to mail or send mail, at the bottom of the mail, I used to see this sent via BlackBerry, and it was an aspiration BlackBerry 4. And we used to talk among each other, BlackBerry से मेल किया है 2011 की कहानी है यार. अभी देखो वेरी BlackBerry. स्मार्टफोन एंड्रॉइड टेक्नोलॉजी आया, they could not change themselves and they are gone. Literally वो जो 10 साल पहले एस्पिरेशन हुआ करता